Hello everyone, welcome back to Thread and Petal. Do you have a torn pocket, a sleeve that's too long, or a snag on your favorite pants? Don't toss them out just yet. In today's video, I'll show you how to transform common wardrobe mishaps into eye-catching, durable design details. From repairing pocket tiers and crafting pearl-embellished collars, to fixing gaping zippers, concealing snags, cinching sleeves, and shortening long arms, all without cutting a single thread of fabric. Every single one of these fixes can be done right at home using basic sewing tools. Stick around until the end and let me know which hack was your favorite. Tip 1. Repairing a torn pocket with decorative embroidery stitching. First up is a super common issue, a long tier right along the pocket. Left unaddressed, the tier will not only fray further, but also make your pants look worn out and unsightly. Instead of trying to hide the tier, today I'm going to transform it into a statement decorative feature. To start, I'm stitching a series of parallel horizontal bars right across the frayed opening. Next, weave the thread up and down in alternating passes as demonstrated, interlocking the stitches until the entire tear is seamlessly covered. There's no need to rush your stitches. Aim for relatively even spacing to ensure the seam is both structurally sound and visually appealing. And here's the finished product. The original tier has been completely replaced with a decorative embroidered detail, seamlessly concealing the damage while adding a subtle, charming accent to the pants. Would you go for a bold contrast like I did, or pick a thread color that blends seamlessly into the fabric? I'd love to hear your take in the comments. Now let's move on to the second hack. Tip 2. Elevating the neckline with pearl accents. For this hack, I'm going to transform a plain neckline into a softer, more feminine focal point using small pearl beads. First, fold the neckline in half and mark the length where you want to create the gathered, twisted effect. Next, start stitching right along the marked line. The key technique here is incorporating a pearl bead with every single stitch. Continue stitching and threading on each bead until you've covered the entire designated section. Once you've finished stitching, gently draw the thread tight to gather the seam. The fabric will naturally cinch, casting a soft, romantic drape around the neckline. Fine-tune the gathers until you achieve a balanced finish, then anchor the thread securely. And that wraps up hack number 2. With just a handful of delicate pearls, the neckline gains an instant, eye-catching upgrade. Are you a fan of this detail? If so, drop me in the comments to let me know. Onward to hack number 3. Tip 3. Fixing a gaping zipper fly. Up next is a subtle issue that can really undermine your confidence. A gaping zipper fly. When the fly extension fails to lie flush against the zipper, the hardware pokes through, leaving your trousers looking sloppy and poorly tailored. To fix this, stitch a series of small, parallel horizontal bars connecting the zipper tape to the fly extension. Continue stitching sequentially from top to bottom along the full length of the zipper. Once complete, gently pull the thread to draw the two fabric layers flush together. These tiny hidden stitches lock the fly extension in place, ensuring it stays neatly flat and perfectly aligned whenever you wear the pants. And here's the result. The fly now sits completely flush against the zipper with zero gaping, giving the trousers a far more polished and seamless finish. If you've ever been plagued by a stubborn, exposed zipper, you know just how much of a lifesaver this quick fix is. Be sure to save this hack. You never know when you'll need to pull it out of your back pocket. Now let's dive into hack number 4. Tip 4. Concealing fabric snags with decorative stitching. This pair of pants has a pretty noticeable snag. Rather than trying to erase the mark completely, I'm going to turn it into a deliberate design detail. First, use tailor's chalk to sketch a heart motif centered right over the damaged area. You can also swap this out for any shape you like, such as a flower, a star, or a simple geometric design. Then, work your needle and thread along the traced outline step by step, completely covering the snag. Try to keep your stitches consistent in length and spacing so the finished detail looks clean and refined. Continue stitching until the snag is completely covered. And here's the finished piece. The snag has completely vanished beneath a delicate embroidered heart, giving the pants a distinctive, custom flair. Sometimes a minor flaw in your clothes doesn't need to be hidden away. With a touch of creativity, it can easily become a charming design feature. If you were personalizing yours, what motif would you stitch over a snag? Drop your ideas in the comments below. We're officially halfway through. Let's move right along to hack number 5. Tip 5. Creating a gathered sleeve effect on a t-shirt. For this hack, I'm going to transform a plain t-shirt sleeve into a softer, more feminine gathered silhouette. First, fold the sleeve in half and mark a line right along the shoulder seam. Next, measure down approximately 10 centimeters from the starting point and rule a straight line. This will mark the placement for our stitching. Pro tip before you jump in: anchor the thread by feeding the needle inside the sleeve hem to keep that initial knot completely hidden from view. This keeps the thread knot neatly concealed on the inside, ensuring a far cleaner and more polished final result. Now, run a simple running stitch up and down along the marked line. Aim for relatively uniform stitches throughout. Once you reach the end of the line, gently draw the thread tight. You'll watch the sleeve gradually cinch, forming soft, cascading gathers. Once you've achieved your desired amount of gathering, anchor the thread securely in place and snip off the excess. And here's the end result. The sleeve now features a subtle, feminine gather that instantly elevates it from the basic, original style. If you enjoy these kinds of effortless transformations, give this video a like. Your engagement truly gives Thread and Petal the boost we need to keep sharing more sewing hacks. We're down to our very last tip. Tip 6. Shortening sleeves with an invisible stitch technique. This is the hack I'm most excited for you to see through to the end. If your sleeves are running too long but you don't want to commit to cutting the fabric, give this method a go. First, fold the cuff back over itself and precisely measure out how much length you want to take off. Then, apply an invisible ladder stitch to secure the sleeve at its new hemline. The beauty of this technique lies in the stitches being hidden within the folds, ensuring the finished outer surface retains a seamless, unaltered appearance that looks entirely natural. As you sew, resist the urge to complete the entire circumference of the sleeve before pulling the thread. Instead, work in small sections, gently drawing the thread tight as you go to cinch the fabric. This makes the thread glide effortlessly while giving you far greater control over the gathering and the precise sleeve length. Continue sewing in small sections, making micro adjustments as you go until you've worked your way around the entire sleeve. Then, repeat the exact same process for the opposite sleeve. Be sure to double check both sides thoroughly to guarantee a perfectly balanced length before anchoring your final stitch. And now let's take a look at the final result. The sleeve is shorter and fits like a charm, all while keeping the original cuff completely intact. And it's a fantastic trick if you want to adjust the length without bringing scissors anywhere near the fabric. And that wraps up our 6 quick fixes and design hacks for today. From torn pockets and snagged threads to gaping flies and overly long sleeves, every single issue can be resolved with a few simple stitches. What I love most isn't just salvaging damaged garments, but turning those minor flaws into custom style statements. Now, over to you. Which of today's 6 hacks was your absolute favorite? Drop your pick, numbers 1 through 6, in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Thread and Petal, and share it with fellow sewing enthusiasts. And if you have a ruined garment you're not quite sure how to tackle, leave a comment. It might just end up featured in our next video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end and sticking around with Thread and Petal. Don't be so quick to toss out clothes over a few tiny imperfections. With a touch of creativity and a needle and thread, you can effortlessly bring them back to life. Until next time, bye for now.